Welcome to Hey Las Vegas. I'm your host, Bror Fredrik, bringing you all the latest Las Vegas news, updates, information, rumors, and even the occasional what the actual F. I'm here at Caesar's Palace right now, and we're going to discuss an actual what the actual F that's coming out of this place. So if you love Vegas the way I love Vegas, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified so you never miss an episode. We've got a lot to cover, and we're going to get right into it right after this. So as a lot of you might or might not know, our airport, which was formerly known as McCarron International Airport, is now Harry Reid International Airport. Harry Reid is a longtime politician, not only in this state, but throughout the country. Many of you know him, love him, like him, hate him, whatever. He spent his entire life in politics, and he is an icon, a figurehead of Nevada. Love him or hate him. But they decided to name an airport after him. What do I think of that? Harry Reid International Airport. I would have gone, if I was given a choice, I would have gone with Las Vegas International Airport. It's a name, it's just synonymous with the town. Where are you flying into? Las Vegas International. That would have been a great choice. Nobody remembers who McCarron was. He was another figurehead in Nevada, in Las Vegas. Forgotten about. He's probably rolling over in his grave, and Harry Reid will eventually be forgotten too. And then who are they going to name it after? So it is what it is. It costs several $1 million to make that happen, but now it is Harry Reid International Airport. Still a big fan. I would have done Las Vegas International Airport, but what's done is done. And heading over to the Bellagio announced today that they scraped $200K worth of coins out of the fountain. So when you're taking the pictures and you're tossing coins into the fountain, they actually took the time to collect it. Now, what did they do with it? Did they clean up the bridges? No, but they did do something good with it. So they collected all that. I would love to see the procedure. Scuba divers, clam rakes, I don't know what they do. But $200,000 in coins were pulled out of the fountain. And what they decided to do with them, which is a good thing, they gave them to the MGM Foundation, their foundation to help children and the less fortunate. So good on you, MGM, for doing that. I would have loved to see the procedure. I got to find out for myself and for you guys how often they do it, when they do it, and the whole bit. I'd like to see them coming up with sacks full of coins. That would be interesting, and if I ever get to do it, I will bring it to you. This time of year in Las Vegas, it is late 2021. At the time of this recording, it is December 12th. I probably put that up in the beginning. But this time of year, this town starts seeing all our numbers come in. Obviously, they do them monthly, they do them quarterly. Now the yearly figures are starting to come out. So I figured I would drop a few on you right now. And we'll start off with housing, because I know a lot of you might consider coming here. You might have plans down the road. You might have friends living here, whatever the case may be. But rental prices, we'll start off with that, have gone absolutely bonkers this year. Rental for this year is up 27% year over year. I think it's more than that, because the average cost of a rental here in Las Vegas, a one bedroom, one bath in a decent neighborhood, is around $1,500 to $1,700. For a one bedroom, we're talking 650, 675 square feet maximum on those. So that is a lot of money. And I can remember, maybe not year over year, but when they were 800, 850, 900, 27% they're claiming year over year. That's still a pretty substantial increase. And the other thing I'll tell you about is what landlords and rental companies are starting to do. What they're doing is they're charging exorbitant prices for applications and taking 10, 20, 30 applicants at a time and charging them all $2, $3, $4, and $500, excuse that, to apply for said apartment. And then they get to keep all that money. I think they should do something about that because, you know, they could be raking in 3 to 5K just trying to rent this place to people. And then if you don't get it, you don't get that back. And what are they going to tell you? Your credit was no good? No, I'm an 810. What are they going to tell you? But they got to do something about that. But I've been hearing a lot about that. Moving on to home prices. The home prices, I don't have the year-over-year increase, but the median price of a home here in Las Vegas is now $420,000. $420,000. Now, that might not seem a lot if you move from San Diego and you sold your handyman special for $2 million. You move out here, you buy a beautiful home for $500 or $600, you put the rest in the Buffalo machine, whatever. That might sound like a good deal, but I don't think it's sustainable, the rate at which housing is climbing right now. What goes up eventually has to come down, but the median cost for a home, not a brand new home, median cost for what we call here a used home is about $420,000. Keeping on the subject of numbers, the Metropolitan Police Department released some numbers today concerning the Las Vegas Strip that might or might not surprise a lot of you. First, it was announced that in their report that they made 9,000 arrests on the Las Vegas Strip so far this year. Factor in New Year's Eve, it might hit around 10,000 arrests, but as of the time of this recording, a hair over 9,000 arrests. That sounds like a tremendous amount of arrests, right? You know, like people are getting cuffed left and right, like one of those showgirls tried to do to me about a week ago. You remember that. But anyway, back to the story. That averages out to 24 a day, so 1 per hour. Considering that there's millions and millions and millions of people coming through this town, it's not tremendous, but it's 9,000 people get arrested for various things, either, you know, alcohol, drugs, domestics, just plain acting the fool, Vegas can't handle me, you know, type of stuff, getting belligerent. And of course, there is our fair share of some violent crime here too. So be careful when you're out and about, mind your P's and Q's, keep your wallets in your front pocket, keep the purse by the side, and for most, I would say, for all intents and purposes, not too much good happens after 2 a.m., even in beautiful Las Vegas, so keep your head on a swivel. And the last number I have for you is the gaming numbers. Revenue, gaming revenue, what the house gets to keep so far this year is over 44 billion with a B. $44 billion is what the house kept. Now, let's say that the average machine holds 8, 9, 10, 11, 12%. The average table game about 7 or 8. That's an enormous amount of money that you folks brought to this town with you and ran through this town, because the 44 billion is what the town kept. Now, these numbers have not been seen for years and years. I mean, pre-shutdown, we didn't have numbers this good. So to have $44 billion is pretty amazing. And that does not account for rooms. It doesn't account for anything. That is strictly gaming revenue. So $44 billion. So this town is, well, the properties now are flush with cash. You know, regardless of what you hear, they're doing very well. Thanks to you guys. Moving over to sports for a second, you know, we have the Las Vegas Raiders here in town. Now, they started out good. I'm not a huge Raider fan, but they did start out good. Now they're getting absolutely crushed and hammered. They lost today 48-9. It was kind of embarrassing. But here's what people said after the game where they got demolished. And the funny thing about it was they came out on the field and they stomped all over the opponent's logo and yeah, we're gonna kick their ass. And they just got manhandled from beginning to end. It was a little embarrassing that they decided to do that. But original OG Raiders fans from Oakland say the reason why they're losing right now is because Las Vegas fans, locals, are too passive. They don't get behind the team. They don't, rip chairs out and throw them on the, they don't go buck wild. They say that us local Las Vegas fans are too mellow and we're too passive and we're not showing our team enough support. So basically the OGs want the new Gs to get a little wild. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see it. But that's the word in sports. And finally, in this week's What the Actual F, I'm glad you stuck around for this, is Adele. We spoke about Adele, not personally, but let's talk about Adele as a concept, as a brand right now. I don't know I don't know Adele, so I'm gonna discuss her as a brand. I discussed last week that she's doing a residency here at Caesar's Palace. Now the prices, everyone had sticker shock at the very beginning. They're like, oh my God, Adele, $900, $800, $1,100, $1,200 for Adele. And then a lot of people, a little upset because she was doing the triple. You must have this, you must have this. And for the people who are gonna make a comment, I am wearing this because I gotta respect the property, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, she was doing the triple. You gotta do this, you gotta do this, and you had to show proof of this. So she had like the triple deal going on there. But people have been scalping her tickets and buying her tickets up and reselling them. So the tickets, even some of her normal seats, if you paid at the box office, were large. I mean, we're going to 5 figures on her. But the resale market has absolutely exploded on her tickets. Some of her tickets are selling for as high as $35,000, from $15,000 to $35,000. But it doesn't stop there. Adele contacted the powers that be here at Caesar's Palace and told them that they must stop giving away her tickets. They must stop comping her tickets. They must stop offering free tickets to their premium players here at Caesar's Palace. That's pretty what the actual F, because it's up to them. It's always been up to the property. Nobody's gone that full-blown diva that they prohibited a property from giving out free tickets. She's gonna make a mint in this town, but she shouldn't be making enemies of anyone in this town either. First with the prices, and then with this, that you can't get a comp tickets, because you know how it works. You drop enough money, you're a high enough roller here in town, you're a whale, even a mini whale, even a beluga, you'll get the John Legend, you'll get all the different tickets in town. Adele doesn't want to play that game whatsoever. She says, nobody sees me for free. So that's not really on Caesars, but what I'm gonna show you right now is. So shout out Adele, you go, I don't know you, I'm not, you do you, but you shouldn't make enemies in the town of Las Vegas. This is gonna be where you live, this is gonna be, where you're gonna entertain, this is gonna be where, your income is gonna be derived from. So, we'll see what happens. But currently, $35,000 for an Adele ticket. Are you paying? I'm not. And last on the What the Actual F, this might not be important to all you people, but it's important to me. Caesars went ahead and made their coffee cups even smaller. Now, this is tiny. It's second cousins to a shot glass. It's not, yeah, it's a what the actual F. It is for me because I love my coffee. I'm sitting here, I'm doing this, I'm gonna play a little. I enjoy the property. In spurts, these machines are tighter than a snake's butt for the most part. But come on, Caesars, really? Can you make a cut? It's like Walmart. Can they make a bag any thinner? Caesars, can you make a cup any smaller? Can you put any fewer cocktail waitresses on the floor? That's something you need to really work on. So Caesars, what the actual F? I want to thank everyone for joining me for this episode of Hey Las Vegas. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and especially hit that bell button so you don't miss another episode. And I'm going to try to make them for every single Monday. We'll see how that goes. If it's supported by you, I'll keep doing them. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can go ahead and do that with Patreon, get a channel membership, or click on any links in the description below. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.